Hey guys, you're watching Mia's new pair of glasses, and today's video we're going to talk about why it is absolutely essential for you to get plugged in and grounded to the earth, and the conspiracy to prevent people from being able to be grounded and get all the benefits that we naturally need from our soles, the soles of our feet touching the earth. So all this ties back to money. If you follow the money, everything's going to make sense. So Big Pharma definitely benefits by disconnecting us from earth through rubber, which is a non-conductor, to prevent the soles of our feet. And like we talked about in language, all vowels are interchangeable, so they're actually called the sole for a reason. And why it is so important that you practice this in this life and in this world to feel better for whatever time we have left. So let's take a look. So first you have to understand that everything you've been taught about how this world works is not been true. So you need to unlearn everything that you've learned. So the world that we live in is electromagnetic, and everything runs off of that, including our bodies, right? We have an energy field that spans outside of our body. It's not just contained within, and that is affected by all types of things. And it's also, we're affected by not being connected to the earth like we were meant to be. So for more detailed information about how the world really works, you need to head over to Brian's channel. It's Brianaustinlambert33, and he is literally going through step by step how our world actually works. So it'll make sense about why I'm talking about what I'm talking about, which is grounding and the soles of our feet, why they're called the soles of our feet, because they are meant to be touching the earth so that we can get all the benefits that we're naturally supposed to get by having our feet touch the earth. And we did have that until there was a huge push to put rubber on our feet to prevent us from conducting the electrons that we need through grounding. So everything works in harmony, right? So our bodies work through electricity. And what does electricity need to do? We can see this all the time in storms. The electricity needs to ground itself. So all electricity finds its way down to the earth. And it is no different with us humans, that we need to ground as well. And how we do that, how we plug in, is by getting our bare feet on the ground. So our brain works through electromagnetic signals, as well as every part of our body. Our muscles, our cells, all have its own electromagnetic frequencies, and that is how we operate our bodies and everything in it. Now, there was a huge conspiracy push by Nike of all brands, the whole push to get people to wear rubber-soled sneakers on their feet. And when you're outside and you want to be active and you want to be healthy, you just see images everywhere of people wearing sneakers or tennis shoes, whichever part of the world you are in. They're going to be called a different thing, but to put rubber in between us and the earth, which is a non-conductor, and that stops everything that we can benefit from through grounding. So there's just no coincidences, guys. There's nothing that's done just on accident. Everything that I've talked about on my channel recently, from copper, like the scare to get people away from consuming copper, and how we need that as electrical beings. We need copper so that it can help us with connecting to the earth. Through the distilled water, drinking negatively charged water to cleanse our body of all the impurities that we store, to magnesium, and that's an essential mineral that we need in our bodies, to grounding. So all this connects, and when you understand the way the world works, you're going to understand why it's so important and why this is such a money-making machine, is to get people disconnected from the benefits of grounding. Because let me tell you, they have a pill for everything. Every disease that has sprung up from humans not being connected to the earth like they were meant to be, there is a pill for it, and therefore money to be gained. So let's talk now about the research and about what has been found. Multidisciplinary research has revealed that electrically conductive contact of the human body with the surface of the earth, grounding or earthing, produces intriguing effects on physiology and health. Such effects relate to inflammation, immune responses, wound healing, and prevention and treatment of chronic inflammatory and autoimmune diseases. Shoes are the most destructive invention ever, we are told, because they cause inflammation and autoimmune diseases, circadian rhythm disruptions, hormonal disorders, cortisol disorders, heart rate variability problems, arthritis, herpes, hepatitis, insomnia, chronic pain, exhaustion, stress, anxiety, premature aging, pretty much anything that might ail you. So how does it work? Grounding or earthing, electrons transmitted to the body via your feet neutralizes free radicals and reduces acute and chronic inflammation. It normalizes cortisol, stress hormone levels, reduces muscle tension and heart rates, relieves sleep problems and chronic pain. Big Pharma has pills for all that. Don't worry, but shh, don't tell anyone. So it all goes back to the money, 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 like we've talked about over and over again. And ironically enough, for yoga, people that do yoga, what do they have you on? They have you on a rubber mat. So this is about supposed to connect you to the everything, the all, but yoga has even been infiltrated. And again, this is no coincidence that these yoga mats are made of rubber. So over 90% of the shoes that are out there have rubber soles. And you have to wonder, why is that? What do they know that we don't know? Or what is the knowledge that has been lost? And that is to keep us from getting the benefits of what we get when we are barefoot on the earth. So it all goes back to, if you follow the money all the way up the chain to the big pharmaceutical companies, because every new illness that has been born in modern times is a result of the lack of energy that we would and should normally get from plugging into the earth. So if you think about it as if you have a device that you need charged, you need to plug it in. And we as electric beings are the exact same thing. And how we plug in is with the soles of our feet. So I encourage you to get out there and try this grounding, especially if you have these illnesses, because science has shown that the benefit that you get to not only prevent, but to treat these illnesses that the medical community says they don't know where it comes from. They know where it comes from. So I can't emphasize enough to you to get out there and ground and see how you feel, along with trying the other things that I've talked about, which is, the copper being a conductive metal, iron, which is what they load us up with, especially pregnant women, with iron and all these vitamins, that is a mostly non-conductive. It's a terrible conductor. So they load us up with iron, they load us up with calcium, which hardens our muscles. We don't have enough magnesium. We're drinking water that is not distilled. The only thing you should drink is distilled. That you start doing these things to feel better. So again, for more information on how the world really works and what the catastrophe is that is coming our way, and to show how that is going to happen, go to Brian's channel at Brianaustinlambert33, and you'll see, this is real science behind how the world works and the truths that have been hidden from us. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching today. Get out there and ground. Stay safe. Be good to one another. And as always, God bless.